Okay, I'm going to skip number 7 for now and come back to it at the end. But number 8 tells us that OA equals AB, and OB is a radius of 12 inches. So there we go. And OA is also a radius, so it's got to be 12. And since these equal each other, we have an equilateral triangle. Well, equilateral triangle, if you remember, all the sides are the same and all the angles are the same measure. Since there's 180 degrees in a triangle and all three are the same, each angle is 60. Okay, so to find the area of that triangle, we do have the base is 12, but we got to find the height. So the height is going to be straight down, and I'm going to use this right triangle to find it. So we split 12 in two, so the bottom side of this right triangle will be 6. Okay, so that, if you'll see that, that's a 30, 60, 90. Well, my short side is 6. So what would my height be? The height is going to be my short side times root 3. Okay, so now I got what I need. Area equals my base of 12 times my height of 6 root 3, divide by 2. So that is going to give me 2 going to 12, 6 times 6 is 36, root 3. Okay. All right, let's go down to number 10. Number 10, we got to find the perimeter. And so our distance around to the nearest tenth. So what we need to do first is just label our sides. We got a 30, 60, 90 on the left with a short side is 10. So the hypotenuse is double that. And the other side is my short side times root 3. And then on the right side, you have a 45, 45, 90, where one of the legs is 10, so the other leg has to be the exact same, 10. And then the hypotenuse is that leg times root 2. So 10 root 2. So now I have what I need for my perimeter. We add all the sides, 20, 10 root 3, 10, and 10 root 2. And since this question wants the nearest tenth, we need this and this in decimals. And so let's go ahead and do that. In your calculator, do 10 times, make a root. On my calculator, hit the second button, and then x squared, 3 equals 10 root 3 is 17.3. And 10 root 2, 10 times second x squared, 2, that's 14.1. So now I'm adding 20, 17.3, 10, and 14.1. 20 plus 17.3 plus 10 plus 14.1. So my perimeter of that triangle is 61.4. Okay. All right. Last one. And I'm going to make this one an area question also. You got to find x before you can find the area. But find the area of this triangle. Okay, so what we're going to do, since the 45, 45, 90, this side is x, the bottom would also be x. And I want you to notice the 30, 60, 90. We got to set up an equation and solve it for x. And the equation is going to be, this is a 60-degree angle. And on a 30, 60, 90, the side across from 60 is x root 3. And so this whole side on the bottom, we'll just call it x plus 30. That side represents x root 3 on a 30, 60, 90. And so what we're going to do is solve that equation. And once we solve it, we'll have x, and we'll be able to find our area of a triangle. So let's get our x terms to one side. Okay, so 30 equals x root 3, and then I threw the x over, so that's a minus x. Okay, so what you can do here, you can factor out an x, or you could go ahead and put in root 3 in your calculator. Second x squared 3. That is, root 3 is 1.73. So I can just call this 1.73x minus, that's 1x, or just x, equals 30. Okay, let's combine these. Those are like terms. 1.73x minus 1x is 0.73x equals 30. Now let's divide it by divide 0.73 to both sides, so we get x by itself. And we get 30 divided by 0.73, 41.1. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so now this side is 41.1. This is also 41.1. Okay, so area. My base of my whole triangle is 30 plus 41.1 is 71.1 times my height of 41.1 divided by 2, and then I'll have my answer. 71.1 times 41.1 divided by 2. 1,461.1 is my area. Okay, the one I wanted to go back to, number 7. I want you to find the area of an equilateral triangle. And it tells us that the height of that equilateral is 20. Okay, remember on equilaterals, all the angles are 60. So the height is 20. Okay, so what we've got to do is figure out the base, or first we got to figure out the short side of this right triangle and then double it to get my base. Okay, so 20 represents what on a 30, 60, 90? It represents x root 3. So now we're going to divide by root 3 to both sides. Cancel. Okay, x is 20 over root 3. Don't leave it like that. So what we're going to do is rationalize the root. Root 3 and root 3 is 3. Okay, so my short side is 20 root 3 over 3. All right, that's just half of my base. So this side is also 20 root 3 over 3. And so if I combine those or just added them together, my base would be 40 root 3 over 3. My height is 20. Okay, so we got what we need to find our area. Okay, area equals my base, 40 root 3 over 3 times 20 divided by 2. All right, let's simplify that. Area equals 20 times 40 root 3 over 3 is 800 root 3 over 3 divided by, I'm going to go ahead and put 2 over 1 so you can see that we are dividing fractions. Anytime you divide, you're actually multiplying by reciprocal. So we're going to keep the top, multiply, flip the bottom. Okay. Now let's simplify that. If you see anything diagonally that will cancel out, you can do that, or you can multiply straight across and then reduce it. So if I multiply, well, you see 2 and 800. 2 goes into 2 one time. 2 goes into 800 400 times. So now multiply across, we get 400 root 3 over 3 times 1, 3. This is my area of the triangle. It will not simplify any farther.